This is KGW News at noon.
Happening now, the snow is finally coming down on the mountain, and it's been coming down all day. That's a live look from our camera at Timberline on Mount Hood. The ski resorts are closed right now, but tomorrow morning at 10:30, Mount Hood Meadows will host a Facebook live stream announcing whether it'll open before December 20th. To put this delay in perspective, Meadows usually opens around Thanksgiving. That makes the snow we're seeing today even more welcome. So if you're driving up to the mountain or over the passes, be extra careful. Visibility can be low in spots and the road is snow-packed. Chains or traction tires are required right now on Highway 26. We want to bring in meteorologist Rod Hill this afternoon. So how much more snow are you forecasting?
So we've got upwards of 6 that's on the ground right now at Timberline. And, you know, I'd be surprised if they don't at least pick up another 4 this afternoon into early evening. So that'd be a good healthy 10 inches for the day up there. And pretty much every day looking forward has some snow in the forecast. And Brenda, to put it in perspective as well, you mentioned typically, you know, they hope to be open Thanksgiving weekend, or at least the 1st of December. Hasn't happened this year. If you go back to what I'll say is recent memory, 2014 was the last time they had this little snow this time of the year. That actually went on to be a great year total. So delayed start doesn't mean it's not going to be a great season. Maybe it will be. All right, here's some more of the ODOT cameras. That's Government Camp. We looked at Highway 26 a moment ago. That's 27 degrees and obviously snow-covered. Santiam, you can't see the road either. And then this is kind of fun. It's now above freezing on Highway 26 up over the Coast Range near the summit at 36. But you can see the snow on the ground, and that road's had some icy patches from time to time today. In the city, it's chilly out, 30 in West Linn, 42 in Portland. We've had our fair share of cold rain showers coming through, 42 in Salem. Temperatures will be fairly steady with the showers continuing today, 44 at 4 p.m. And Brenda, when I was out, I could swear the rain was right on the edge of being chunky.
Uh-oh. All right, Rod, we'll talk more later. Thank you. Also today, some teenagers will soon be able to get a Pfizer booster shot. Today, the FDA authorized the Pfizer booster for 16 and 17-year-olds if they've gotten their first vaccinations at least 6 months ago. The FDA says the benefits of the booster outweigh any potential risks. This week, Pfizer said a third dose will be more effective against the Omicron variant, but the CDC still needs to sign off on boosters for this age group before the shots are officially available to them. Now to some of the other stories we're following this afternoon. Portland police have identified the accused carjacker who stopped traffic on I-5 through the city Monday afternoon. Officers shot and killed 30-year-old Brandon Keck. They say he was involved in multiple crimes, including a home invasion robbery. Police also say a woman hurt during the crime spree was not shot like they initially thought, but they still don't know how she was injured. A 15-year-old boy is one of the most recent victims of gun violence in Gresham. Police say Logan Ivy was killed Saturday at the Columbia Trails apartment complex. Another teen and a man were injured in the shooting. There's no information yet on arrests or a suspect. The Skamania County Sheriff's Office is investigating a report of an attempted kidnapping. An 11-year-old girl says a stranger tried to get her into his car. The girl told deputies she was waiting for the school bus yesterday morning when a man with a gun stopped his car and tried to force her inside. She says he drove off as another car approached. Deputies say the man was last seen in a newer black sedan or small SUV driving toward Washougal River Road. He's described as white with a medium build, light brown hair, and facial hair. He was wearing camouflage clothing and a dark-colored baseball hat. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Skamania County Sheriff's Office. Well, dozens of students in the Evergreen School District claim it is not protecting students from sexual misconduct. During a protest yesterday, the kids said a former educator who was arrested for an incident unrelated to school also harassed students at school. They say this is not an isolated incident. Last year, a former associate principal from Evergreen High School pleaded guilty to sexual misconduct. Meanwhile, an earlier investigation by the Columbian found the district repeatedly failed to protect students from predatory educators.
That there has been countless complaints against other teachers under the school district, and that's kind of what brought us all together. Is I'm pretty sure almost everyone here has a story with a teacher under the school district that has abused their power.
In a statement, the Evergreen district said it's always working to keep students safe, adding if there is a report of sexual assault or harassment involving students or staff, they're investigated thoroughly and involve law enforcement as needed. We've also learned Evergreen Superintendent Mike Merlino will remain on administrative leave pending the outcome of a district investigation. Administrators won't say what they're looking into, but say it has nothing to do with the student protests yesterday. A woman is now suing the city of Portland over the way police used tear gas during last summer's protests. Her name is Liv Vasquez. She says she started having problems with her menstrual cycle during the summer of 2020, and she blames it on exposure to tear gas. She says she didn't attend the demonstration, but was just exposed, living her life in Southeast Portland's Buckman neighborhood. She says her health deteriorated and she had to move.
This was an assault on all of us, and it wasn't just people who were downtown. It was all of us being affected by this. This is an environmental impact.
Vasquez is suing the city for $10,000 and hoping to get a judgment banning the use of tear gas in most situations. Our colleagues at The Story have a lot more on the lawsuit. You can catch their full story on KGW's YouTube channel. Many people calling for police accountability are pushing for local officers to wear body cameras. Portland police don't do it, but now some officers in Vancouver do. It's part of a pilot program. Catherine Cook reports on how it'll work.
It's day one, so we're figuring it out.
For the next 60 days, Nicole Vigil and 9 other Vancouver police officers will be part of a pilot program to test out these body cameras.
We took the top scoring vendor and said, we'll try this product.
So this is the Rocket IoT.
6 patrol cars will also be equipped with cameras, front and back, from the same vendor, which is paying for the trial.
I know that the community wants it. Most agencies are having it. We knew it was up and coming. And I like the idea of the transparency around it.
Vancouver police have been moving toward body cameras since 2019. That year, Vancouver police officers shot 4 people, killing 3 of them. The Clark County Prosecuting Attorney's Office ruled all 4 shootings justified. Still, those incidents prompted community members to ask the department to consider adopting a police camera program. Washington lawmakers secured funding to get it off the ground. Assistant Chief Troy Price.
Again, the goal is ultimately to give as much transparency into what we're doing and how we're doing it, and to make sure it meets our community's expectations.
The cameras are always on a 15-second loop. That means every 15 seconds the video is deleted unless the officer hits record.
I could just push this middle button and it'll start recording.
The cameras are also designed to automatically start recording in certain situations. Examples include when an officer turns on their lights, when they get out of their patrol car, start running, or draw their gun.
That way we don't have to think about it at all. As soon as I remove the gun from the holster, it kicks on, and it'll kick on 15 seconds prior and document that.
If the trial runs smoothly, the department expects to equip every officer and patrol car with cameras by late spring 2022. So let's talk about cost. The Vancouver Police Department has secured $3 million in federal funding for this program, and they expect it to cost about $1.2 million a year. They'll have a better idea after this trial. The next 60 days will not only show them how the equipment will work, but how much video they expect to collect, and in turn, how many people they'll need to hire to process and store that video. They say that will be their biggest expense. In Vancouver, Catherine Cook, KGW News.